Hello and welcome back again, everybody, for another episode of the Performer Chat Podcast. This is episode number 11, which is very exciting because if you're a Spinal Tap fan, which you said you know who Spinal Tap was, but this episode podcast now goes to 11. So very excited about that. Tonight we've got a very special guest. We've got Anthony Doughty here from Sounds of the Good Life. Say hello, Anthony.
What's going on? How's it going?
Awesome. Very excited to have you here. You know, Anthony, you reached out to us back in several months ago after you saw Harmony's episode. Yes. Harmony Breeze, wonderful performer. You're friends with her. Saw her episode and said, hey, I want to be on that podcast. And we wanted you on it, and here we are. Yep. So it took a few months because you're in school. Yeah. And so we had to wait for, stars to align, but you're here. So the way we kind of do this, again, my name is Daniel Garcia. I am the host, and we're going to kind of learn about you. All sorts of things. We're going to ask you some questions. Start with the basics, the who, what, where, when, whatevers. Get that out of the way because who cares about that. But then we're going to talk about some performance stuff, kind of your experiences and thoughts and hopes and dreams or whatnot. Then you're going to perform for us on the podcast stage.
Yeah, cool.
Then after that, we're going to learn a little bit more about you. You're going to perform again, and we're going to call it a night. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm getting over bronchitis, so I'm sorry if I'm a little raspy or coughing a little bit. I'm going to try and control that.
No worries.
But, yeah. Wow. Okay, let's get into it. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you need anything?
I'm all good.
You got water?
Yeah.
You got your green M&Ms?
Green M&Ms? I completely forgot to bring those.
Well, you're not a rock star until you can start doing a writer. Actually, I'm wrong. It was... Which group was it, Corinne?
Metallica?
Was it No, it wasn't Metallica. It was some very well-known rock group that would do the writers for their tours. And they'd put something silly like, I want a bowl of M&Ms with no green ones in there.
Okay, I've heard of something like
Van
this.
Halen.
Yeah.
And the idea is if they arrive and they've got a bowl full of M&Ms with green ones, that means they did not read the writer, the people that were there to take care of them. Yeah. And if they didn't read about that, what else do they mess up? And they're going to have a rough show and everything else.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So the joke is you get me a bowl of M&Ms with no green ones.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay. We're going to go on some tangents, and I apologize about that, but just keep with it. We're going to have a good time, man. Okay, so let's kind of do the quick info. Who, what, where, when, and how. Okay. So, first off, what's your name, and how long have you been performing?
My name's Anthony Doughty, and I've been performing for 5 years now. Well, been playing for 5 years, and then performing-wise, like probably 3 years, 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. And then you're in a band.
Yes.
Tell them who you're with.
So I'm with the band Sounds of the Good Life. We're from Bloomingdale, Illinois, and we started 5 years ago, basically. Yeah.
So before the pandemic or during the pandemic?
This would be during the pandemic, yeah.
Okay.
So I was like a junior in high school.
Okay, so how old are you, since you mentioned?
I'm 22 years old.
22 years young.
Yeah.
Man, this is great. We love getting all sorts of artists on the show. Some young ones. The youngest artist we ever had was 10. He's 11 now. It's, of course, my son Holden.
Nice.
And I think the oldest, well, I'm not going to say how old, but we got some more mature guests as well that have done quite a lot of performing, and we got a nice mix. And so this is good. We like it.
I'm happy to be here.
So now you said 5 years with the group. Now, what about before that? Did you do any performing on your own when you were younger? Or?
The most I had was middle school band. I played clarinet, but that was for 2 years, and then just never touched an instrument for a while.
Really? So you just decided one day. Now, I read your website.
Yeah.
You want to shout out the URL?
Yeah. So it's Sounds of the Good Life.
GoDaddy.
GoDaddy.com. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, but if you go to our Instagram, which is on Sounds of the Good Life Band, we have links there to our website and then also our music and stuff.
Awesome. Well, I was reading your website recently because I do like to do my homework. I don't want to come in here blind. I want to know who you are.
Yeah.
And I thought I read that you started performing because you watched something, like a movie or something, you want to tell us about that?
So, this was right before the pandemic started, so this was probably like maybe February. But
right before, weeks before.
Kind of, yeah.
Wow.
So I was watching TV, and then this guy was like playing guitar for this girl in the show, And then she like fell in love with him, and I looked at the TV, and I remember I was like, I could totally do that. And then
Oh man.
that same day I put on Snapchat, like social media, and I asked if anyone had a guitar that they're collecting in the dust, like, or it's underneath the bed,
That's so
or
awesome.
anything like that. And then posted on my story. I was looking to see if I can buy it off anyone or anything like that. And then my cousin Colin Bion, reached out to me, and then he's like, yeah, I got a guitar that I'm not using. And then that same day he brought it over to me, and then yeah, I kind of
Just like that.
messing around with it from there. Yeah.
That is okay. What was the name? What TV show was it?
I cannot tell you. I cannot even remember the name.
So this is a key part of your origin story, and you don't remember
don't even
the show.
remember, I don't even remember the show.
Are you sure that you actually wanted to be a musician and not just an actor? That maybe you're like, hey, this acting is really cool, and maybe you just got it wrong and you went the wrong way?
No. I at first it kind of just started off like, okay, like maybe a hobby or something I could pick up. But then I don't know, I just grew to love it more the more I learned about it, and then just kind of playing because when COVID hit, like all the time in the world, so like I was spending all that time just trying to learn and everything. But I mean, don't get me wrong, when I first got the guitar, I was petrified because I had it here. You got this big piece of wood right here, and you're like looking at it. I'm like, I don't even know. I didn't even have the calluses yet or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even know what a fret was or how to tune.
Well, how did you learn?
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. And then I had other friends that played too, and they were kind of giving me pointers. But
That's awesome. Yeah, we're talking to, I think it was Jesse Perez. I don't know if you saw his episode just dropped.
okay.
We were talking to him, and he's like, when I was young, all we had was the radio. We had records, and you had to make sure your record was at the right speed. Otherwise, you might be playing flat or sharp if it wasn't. Back then, turntables, you know what records are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you.
No, yeah, I know.
When you play a record, it has to be a certain speed.
Yeah.
And if it's a little bit off, instead of sounding normal, it might sound like this. Then you're thinking that you're learning it wrong, and it's all flat. And you're So it's like very complimentary of what people coming up today, anybody that wants to learn guitar, it's got this awesome resource of YouTube and other places, and so that is great.
Yeah.
So how long did you think it took you before from which way do I hold this to, hey, I can play a song?
I think probably like making sure everything was being able to hold it correctly, hold the pick correctly.
Like, what was the first song you learned?
Don't by Ed Sheeran. That was the first.
Okay.
But it was like not even. I remember it was pointer finger right on the low E string.
I'm a drummer, but explain to them because you're telling me. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I do this and this.
The thickest string, and it was just one string I was plucking, and that's the first song.
So it's like a one chord Ed Sheeran song.
Yeah, it was just like one. I mean, you could do a bar chord, like hold it. Like power chord kind of, but I was just flicking one string and then
That's
I was
awesome.
going up and down. But yeah, that was like the first song I learned, and I thought I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing now.
Dude, you're on your way.
Yeah, no, but it took a while for me to get to a point where I can start playing full songs, and then like tackle singing. Singing I didn't even tackle like until I think I started the band. But yeah, no, it probably took like a full year. That's why I say like I've been, when I say like 3 years performing, like it took that first year was just kind of.
But it was during the pandemic. We were probably at home, nothing better to do other than shelter in place or whatnot.
Yeah, so then like that following summer, like when school was canceled and stuff, and then it was just kind of up to people if they wanted to let their kids out. I reached out to I just kind of put it the same way I got my first guitar, kind of put on social media. I'm like, hey, who wants to start a band? Because I got my first electric guitar that summer.
Oh, what kind? Which one was it?
It was like a knockoff ES335. I still have it to this day.
Nice.
But it's like it's a backup guitar now. I got something a little bit more better now, but that one I'll always keep around.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, I got that one, and then I was using that one for about 4 years. It wasn't until recently I switched and got something better. But yeah, no, that one's been around for a while. I mean, I think I used that one for our first EP that we recorded and stuff. But
oh, nice.
But anyways, yeah, I'm sidetracking too much.
This is what we do, but I don't mind because we learn more interesting things too. Because things that we weren't even planning to talk about, we're learning, and they're gonna learn about you, and you're gonna have fun, and your buddies and fans and future fans, and dude, someday when you're like really famous, someone's gonna find this episode and be like, "Look at Anthony, man! Look at him in his band when he first started out," and this could be like an Entertainment Tonight or something someday. They'll crop me out, of course, because you're the star. But
I hope you don't. No.
But it'll just be like my watch, and that'll be it when they show clips of you in the future.
But yeah. So I got my first electric guitar, and then I did it the same way. Just post on Snapchat, say who wants to start a band with me. And then my first guitarist reached out, Wesley Hittner. He couldn't be here tonight, but
sorry missing you, man.
Yeah, and he's been with me since the start, and then from there it was just kind of flooding in. I had like my family member join us for a little bit, then I got a kid that we knew from school joined for a little bit, and then found a random drummer, and then...
Random drummer?
Yeah, just a random drummer.
Walking down the street, hey, you drum? Come join us.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, because I found him, like, on the internet, and then I just kind of reached out to him.
The sad thing is, that's how it works with drummers sometimes. I need a drummer. You, come here.
Yeah.
Then you're on your way.
Yeah, and then it was just kind of that core right there for about, like, that year, that summer. And then I had those guys for about a year. And then since then, it's just kind of been... the guy that was playing bass was always filling in for us through the years, and then Wesley's just been with me from the beginning.
That's awesome.
So it's been really cool. Yeah, just seeing where we're at, where we started, and then where we're at now, and then yeah.
Well, I love that that's your origin story of just I was watching TV. It's like, oh, I could do that, and then you did. That is so awesome. Too many times people are like, I can do that. It's too much work. Let me watch something else. And so the fact that you did it. And you just, maybe if there wasn't a pandemic, maybe you wouldn't have. Because maybe you wouldn't have had as much time. But you know what?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I thank my dad for that. My dad's really persistent. When he wants something, he'll...
Was he a musician too?
No.
Anyone of your immediate family musicians or aunts or uncles? Or?
Not on my... I think on my dad's side, my Aunt Gidget, she did a little bit of singing. Mm-hmm. And then I think that's, as far as my dad's side, that's all I know. My mom's side, my mom always tells me there's like a lot of different musicians in her band, like people that play guitar.
Okay, so you come by it honestly. It just took you a while before you got hit by the performing bug.
Yeah.
Okay. That is cool. So, question 2.
Cool.
We're gonna be here a while, but it's gonna be fun, man. I swear. Keep up with me, and we're gonna have a good time. So, what kind of performer are you?
Usually I'm singing or playing guitar.
Okay.
And then I recently just kind of picked up the harmonica and then
really
try to learn how to do that.
Nice.
Realized it's not too bad. I thought it was going to be a daunting task, but...
So you got the harmonica holder, so you
can
Bob Dylan it up, or Neil Young, or...
Yeah, no.
Well, actually, I'm trying to think who would you would know, because...
Springsteen
it up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm naming like these really old performers. You know who Bob Dylan is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Of course. Of course.
It's funny, some of the earliest guests we had were younger people, and some of my references are a bit dated. Ken knew every reference because he's older than me, but they were like, oh...
Nice way to slide that in there.
But yeah, I had to
Yeah, no worries. I'm an old soul. That's what a lot of people tell me, so...
Awesome. Okay, and then, so I want to interview you, but I also want to ask about the band, too, because you're kind of representing both.
Yeah.
So, as far as the band goes, what kind of genre is it?
It's rock and roll. That's
rock and roll.
What we tell people, yeah. Really easy to, straightforward, because I feel like it's a little hard to kind of distinct and go all over the place, because I kind of just... We all just say, rock and roll. It's very easy.
Good old rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so where do you perform?
So basically, northern regions of Illinois. So we're from Bloomingdale. So anywhere that's nearby Bloomingdale. So we played in Palatine, Villa Park.
It's like a 50-mile radius, 25-mile radius. From
Like 20,
Bloomingdale.
yeah, 25. I think our farthest show we just booked recently is Fargo venue in DeKalb. So that's gonna be
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be our first kind of distant drive. I think it's like about a 48-minute drive. But
Okay, is that like a college bar or just a regular towny thing?
it's kind of like a do-it-yourself venue. So we're gonna be performing there with like 2 other bands.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they gave us 45-minute time slots for each band. So
That's like gonna be at the end of January, right?
Yeah, January 31st. Yeah.
Okay. I know, sadly, this episode probably won't drop until February sometime.
Yeah.
We've got a couple episodes
Yeah.
stacked up. December was a crazy busy month for Ken. Ken's a photographer, videographer, is very much in demand. And if
Okay.
you've seen his work, you know why.
Yeah.
And holidays are always a busy time for him. And so we recorded a couple, then we kind of took the month to... So it'll be sometime February before this comes out. But...
Yeah, no, we got shows booked for when we come back, because 2 of us are in college right now, so it's hard.
Oh, where at?
I'm at Eastern Illinois University. Yeah.
Right, that's Charleston, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then my guitar player Wesley's over at the University of Iowa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, I wish you were here, buddy. I graduated University of Iowa. Go Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
So, nice.
Yeah. So we're in our last year, so.
Well, what's your major?
I'm majoring in mathematics. I'm gonna be a high school math teacher. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, high school, huh?
Yeah.
You're a brave man, buddy.
You know what? Everyone tells me that. I took a practicum course, and that's where I go for like 5-6 weeks, and I'm inside of school. And I was with a freshman level Algebra 1 class, and they were actually great.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't as scary as what people.
I
tell
have
me.
no doubt you're going to be awesome as a teacher. It's
Yeah.
just high school, man. That's a rough. Sometimes hit or miss. I think if you get good kids or kids that are just Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well,
Cool.
we'll see.
Oh, and what about Wesley? What's his major?
Wesley. Oh man. You
On the
asked me-
spot.
Yeah, you just
Oh, my
asked me on
God.
the spot question. I know it's something to do with accounting.
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers. He's doing something with numbers, I believe. If I get her on Wesley, then you can yell at me.
Oh man, guys, got to work on your do a little retreat.
Yeah.
Dig in, kind of get to know you type questions.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know. Well, what's Wesley's last name?
Itner.
So you do know him a little bit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I went to high school with Wesley. Yeah. So we
Nice.
were friends too before we started the whole music thing. I didn't even know he played an instrument till that day when he saw it. He's like, "Yeah, I'll join your band."
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, well, I was kind of asking when's your next performance. Now, again, this isn't going to be out for another 6 weeks or so.
Yeah.
But if you go to your website,
Yeah.
you're listing all your upcoming performances.
Yeah.
So, soundsofthegoodlife.godaddy.com. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
And
then,
I was looking at your. I assume you take care of the website.
yeah.
Because I saw on there earlier, Ken, he had his gig, upcoming things. They had Performer Chat Podcast.
Yeah.
With the date. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, of course. We were super excited.
Yep. Yeah. So again, we were gonna shoot this a few days ago, and then the weather got kind of bad and crazy, and it was not great. Ken took a tumble, a spill. Yeah. He's okay, everybody.
Yeah.
But that day he was like, I'm getting too old for this.
Well, we appreciate you, Ken. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we do appreciate Ken. But so we had to reschedule, but it worked out. What do you got? Something better doing a Friday night? Sadly, I do not. But
No,
this is the highlight of my Friday night.
Yeah, no,
tonight.
I usually when I come back from breaks, I just hanging out with the family and then friends from home and stuff, and then hang out with my dog.
Yeah,
stuff
what kind
like
of
that.
dog?
She's a Shih Tzu with mixed with a poodle.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's a small one, but yeah, she's one of those dogs that just loves to just be on top of you the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so then how often do you perform?
As often as I can. So,
Well, let's break it up between the band and also you, because I think you also do some open mics and things like that
Yeah.
too, right? Just So how often does the band perform, then how often do you personally perform?
So personally, when I go back to school, I'll perform at coffee shops, open mics. I've played for my school a few times. They've hired me a few times. just to
Really?
do a
That's
couple-
awesome.
Couple things for them, and then that's when I'm at school. I'll try to keep playing because I feel like you gotta keep at it, and if you don't, then you might lose it. So always try to play as often as I can.
The only way to get better is just to do it.
Yeah.
You read all the books you want, watch all the videos you want, but getting up there on stage is doing it, man.
Yeah, no, for
That's what it takes. You have good shows and you have some, learning experiences, as we call them.
Of course.
But it's all good.
Yeah, and then in terms for the band, it's when Wesley and I come back from breaks and stuff like that, or whenever I can make it back for a break.
So winter break, spring break, presumably, if you guys
so our spring breaks don't line up.
Really?
Yeah, so usually it goes summer, and then we got Thanksgiving break.
Okay.
And then we got winter break, and then summer, and it's just been that repeat for the last 4 years, and then now with us graduating this year, it's gonna be a little bit more easier, and we'll be able to play maybe.
Because you're coming back to Chicagoland after school.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and then same thing for Wesley from what he was telling me. So
nice.
Should be cool. We'll be all together and stuff.
Okay, that is great. I need a sip of water.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a water break too,
yeah, for sure.
This will be the part that Ken may or may not edit out.
You should just keep it all in. Like
you will, especially if I spill on myself.
If Angel says anything stupid,
do a little ASMR and stuff, or.
Okay, so that was the first section of the interview. Not too bad, right? The quick info, the who, what, where, when.
Yeah.
Learned a little bit more about you that I didn't know, because all I know about you is that you're friends with Harmony and you had this band. I looked at the website.
Yeah.
Saw you had the EP that got released August 2nd.
Yeah. It was August. Yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, do my homework.
Research, yeah.
Man. Well, it's funny because Holden released a 4-song EP on Spotify like August 4th or something. So it was like right around the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like the second in my head when I read that, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And
Nice.
Is it original music?
Yeah, it's all original music, yeah.
Now, did you write them? Someone else in the band write them?
So I wrote all the lyrics and then came up with all the chords. And
Okay.
then the way we kind of work on originals, usually every single time, is I'll bring it to them, and then we kind of play it, and then they throw in their own things, and then we take them to the shows that we play at, and then we kind of test them out.
See what works,
See
what
what
doesn't
works.
work.
And then usually we just don't tell the crowd, right? We just play it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we see the reception, and then if the reception's good, all right, cool. Like we'll
Nice.
keep that, and then let them know it's an original. If the crowd didn't like it, then we'll take it back.
It's an Ed Sheeran deep cut you've never heard of. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so we'll either scrap it or we'll just work on it more.
Okay. Well, how many originals do you think you guys have?
That we play at shows, 7 that we play like at shows, and then like majority of the shows are like mainly we got more covers than originals right now, but that's just kind of how
Well,
it
that's
goes.
how you start out.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, and then right now, but in terms of other stuff that we haven't even tested out yet, we still got like a lot more. I think like over more than a dozen. So
All right, we're gonna come back to some of this in a few questions. I got some more about this, but so we're gonna do some performance related questions at this segment.
for sure.
So you kind of answered this already, but what first got you into performing?
So basically that story about me,
The TV show
the TV show
that
and
you
stuff.
cannot remember.
I cannot remember
Was
the
it
show.
like Gilmore Girls or something?
It was
or-
just kind of something random on the TV that was on. I don't know, maybe a Hallmark channel or something. I don't
Oh
know.
man, because in my mind I'm gonna think of like the silliest, sappiest show, and be like, oh, he was watching. What's a sappy show, Corinne?
You said Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore
One Tree
Girls
Hill.
or One Tree Hill. That's old. That was, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. You should try and figure that out one of these days. Just
Yeah, I'll try. And then
like, do you know the actor, or the actress that might have been in it? Or?
no idea. They were just kids in high school, and that's all I remember. The guy was playing. She was mad at him about something.
Well, that's usually the case. but-
Yeah, and then he.
Saved by the Bell. It's the first
Yeah.
one when you say the kids were in high school and
Glee.
Glee. Yeah.
I'm just gonna pretend it's Glee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Glee though. I don't think it was Glee.
Not
don't-
so much guitars.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely have to try to do some investigating.
Well, you let me know, because now we're kind of
Partridge Family,
curious.
That's probably what it was.
What's that?
The Partridge Family.
Oh, that dude. That's before my time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
No,
yeah, just to answer your question, I think the performance thing. I thought it would. I I have a buddy.
What song did he sing? Do you at least remember that?
I don't know. It was like some original song. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Are
it
you
was
sure
just,
you weren't just like dreaming it? And
No.
or sleep,
I
watch
remember
something on the
vividly
TV,
'cause
sleep on the couch, and
I just remember vividly because I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I could just totally do this. And I remember I just got up and I walked out of the room and I just went to go get my phone.
like that guy can do it. And then you find out later he's like a Tony Award winner with a
yeah,
Grammy.
probably,
And blah,
you
blah,
know, maybe who knows?
Man.
But yeah, no, but yeah, to go back to your question, I didn't even answer. Yeah, to the performance thing. That came around like after I felt more confident with playing, and when I first started, I just wanted to play guitar. So I had a friend of mine who's in this band called Axe and the Hatcherman. His name's Sal.
Shout out. Are they still active?
Yeah, they're on tour right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how do people find them? Say again, and where do they find them at? Or?
Axe and the Hatcherman. They're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Basically all the works, just Axe and the Hatcherman. But yeah,
Nice.
My buddy Sal, he his band. I remember I went to one of their shows, and this is when they were kind of
Starting
slowly.
out?
So
Okay.
not starting out because they've been a while. They've been around for a while at that time.
Transitioning up to...
But they were kind of already transitioning up, kind of doing what we're doing right now, where they had more originals than covers, but they were still playing. They were playing at the Gurney days in
Oh, nice.
Gurney, and I remember I went with a couple friends and stuff, and then went to go watch them play, and I remember that I was like, yeah, like I wanna.
You can do that.
I watched that and I was like, that's so cool, and I kind of want to do that. And then from there, I just kind of worked at it, and that's what kind of led to that part where I wanted to start, how do you say, like performing, you know?
Yeah, getting out there,
Yeah,
performing,
getting
get the band out there.
Yeah, and then
entertaining people.
I just started narrowing down because I already had the band at that time, like Wesley and everybody, but we weren't playing for people yet, you know.
Well, why do you do it? Why do you perform? Why do you get on stage?
Just I love music. That's
Okay.
that's really all it is.
That'd been my guess, people. I do it for the ladies because I saw this one TV show and
No, I mean I was just like, I just really love music. The more I learned the guitar and stuff, I just got more fascinated with it.
nice.
And then I just after seeing those guys play, and I was like, yeah, I wanna play in front of people. That looks like so much fun. Cause something about those guys, they just look like they're having a blast.
They
every
probably
single
are.
time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, if that's the feeling, like that because my friend Sal always tells me, he's like, it's like an adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
You get good guys up there, good people you're playing with, and you're all
Yeah.
having fun, and the crowd's into it, and
yeah.
they're buying what you're selling up there. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, but they're good dudes, really nice, and yeah, I think the last time I saw them was probably like a year ago. They were playing in Champaign, but yeah, that was the last time I probably seen them. Spoke to Sal too, so
Dude, it's time
if
to
he's
reach
watching
out.
this, yeah, man, hey, thanks for everything, dude.
Nice.
Big,
Well, reach out to
big
him.
help.
Tell him how you're doing, and see if he's got some. He's probably has some great advice for you guys as you're.
Oh,
because
yeah,
he's
no.
been where you are.
Yeah,
and I'm
no,
sure you
he
can,
actually he's one of the key people I go to kind of for questions and stuff. Over the years, I would reach out to him and kind of ask like, hey, I remember like just the booking process when we were trying to book places.
Oh yeah, it's
And
actually
he
a
was telling me,
business,
he's
isn't
like,
it? It's not just about the music. It's about
Yeah, they kind of there's a lot of things that go into it. So
Mm-hmm.
he kind of gave me some tips on there, and then also like tips on maybe what songs kind of work for people and you
Yeah.
know, things people kind of enjoy.
Well, what's the biggest crowd do you think you performed for? How many people?
We played at Taste the Roselle Festival this past summer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was probably like maybe 200 plus, maybe.
Couple hundred, 200, 300.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was probably our biggest crowd we've ever played for. But then this past weekend we played at Demitos
Okay.
in Villa Park.
Right,
and
Villa
then,
Park, yep.
Yeah, there was people flying in and out from there. It was like the most busiest bar we've ever played at. But that was fun. And then I think this next one, hopefully on the 31st, is going to be a good turnout as well. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. So, what is your favorite performance memory?
performance memory. I would definitely have to say Taste of Roselle Festival.
That was this past year?
This past summer, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that was fun because that was our first time on kind of like a big stage.
A real stage.
Yeah.
Like you can look down on people.
Yeah,
and-
there was like 4 monitors on the ground, like mics. All we had to do was bring our instruments, so it was kind of...
Oh, like a whole professional set. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The first time you play a real stage.
Yeah,
That's so
so-
cool.
Yeah, it was awesome, and then that was my favorite memory. Yeah.
Did you ever like get the urge just to, like try and stage dive off there because you're like,
No. So it was like scorching hot outside that
Okay.
day. I remember. So they had this big tent, and then underneath was like tables and chairs for people to sit down at. So like that day, everybody was underneath there.
Trying to stay out
And
of
then
the
there's
sun.
like there was like a big area where if you wanted to dance and stuff, but like it was just so hot.
were you guys in the sun on the stage or they had that covered pretty well?
It was so the stage was like covered.
Okay, that's good. You weren't like baking on the.
No. It was really good. And they had water for us and everything. It was awesome. Yeah, big shout out to Brian for getting us booked there and stuff. For
That's
that.
awesome. Well, it sounds like they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they-
no, it was a good time and
Taste of
definitely-
Roselle, huh?
Taste of Roselle,
Nice.
yeah. They're always looking for younger talent too.
Really?
So,
Okay,
you know,
Corinne.
anyone?
Taste of Roselle. We always try asking too because Holden is he's a semi-working musician.
Yeah.
If he could quit school and just do music, he would. But he's in 6th grade. We're not letting him quit school.
Oh yeah, no, school's important.
But we try to get if you have suggestions on places, or let us know off camera later. But
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's a good festival.
nice.
Really, really nice people, and yeah, they gave us a nice hour and 30 minutes for us to play and stuff, so it was cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it was a good time. That's my
So,
favorite memory.
people, have you given your first autograph yet?
Yeah, so that happened like last year. So well, no, it's 2025, so 2 years ago now. We were playing the show at Jack's Pub and Grill in Glendale Heights.
Okay.
It's like a venue we usually play at. I think we played there maybe 4 or 5 times already.
I mean, is that like you keep having your back?
Oh yeah, they're awesome. They're the best.
Nice.
They're actually the first venue that let us play at their location. Like for the first time, like give us that opportunity. So I'm always gonna appreciate them for doing that.
Never forget your first.
Of course, and yeah, they've always been so good to us. So yeah, it was probably our second time playing there, and or no, it was not our second. It was actually our first time playing there. Somebody after the show had one of our flyers.
Yeah.
Because this place hanged up our flyers around the building, and this guy came up to us and he asked us if we could sign our signatures and stuff. So I think that's like one of the best compliments I've ever received.
That's
too.
so
Like,
awesome.
It's really, really cool.
Well, remember them for when you get big someday and you're playing
course.
like huge stadiums. Come back there, do a show for them, and
Of
pack the
course.
place. And
Yeah, no, they're awesome. Good
awesome,
place.
great. So, so what's the biggest challenge you have when performing?
Remembering all the lyrics. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we've heard that before.
Yeah, that's probably gotta be it. But also no, so we carry a lot of our own PA and stuff. We're kind of in that.
You're not quite big enough to have a roadie yet. But
Yeah.
it'd be very nice if you did.
Yeah, so I fit all the stuff in my car, and then I have to get to this place early, and then make sure to do sound and everything, and sound can be a little bit of a pain, but I'm glad I learned how to do it. It's an important skill to learn. Excuse me.
Need some water?
No, I'm okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just an important skill to learn, and then
You're paying your dues.
yeah,
Lugging
pretty
all the
much.
equipment around. You're doing
Yeah.
all the
So I think just remembering lyrics and then fixing sound and stuff is kind of the biggest.
Nice.
biggest
Okay.
things.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about you writing songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask, what is your creative process?
So I just try to write about either things about people that I know or
Uh-oh.
things that have happened to me. So it's just kind of revolve around that. But a lot of our songs are just kind of, I don't know if you were able to listen to it, but
I listened to some of the clips on YouTube. Go to their website. They've got 4 or 5 clips on YouTube of the band performing.
yeah,
I was listening to some of them, but go
Oh,
on.
yeah. And then,
I'm not gonna like sing it for the crowd. They're gonna go watch it themselves. I'm not gonna do it justice.
So those songs are all kind of upbeat.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them, either they're upbeat and they're upbeat lyrics, or they're upbeat and then they're kind of lyrics that I'm like, you could kind of tell, oh, maybe that might be a little personal or something. But
Well, you said friends and experience. So you didn't get yourself in trouble by writing a song like, I can't believe that idiot did that or something like that, right? You don't have a song like that.
no. They're all
Like what was he thinking? What was he thinking?
No, they're all positive songs. Like anytime it's something maybe a little bit more deep meaning and stuff like that, it'll probably be about myself. But like our one song, De Niro, is like working about someone like working a 9-to-5 job and then like just wanting to go home and see their loved one or something.
Sure.
And then like a song like Something More, that's like about, I kind of wrote that one about just like how I got one more year of college left, and that's kind of what I was thinking about. Nice. And then you got something like Oh My Darling, right?
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah. That one's just kind of, it is what it is. It's just upbeat. It's just a happy...
I saw it there. I'm like, oh, is that a cover? But like, well, no, it was an original.
Yeah. I always tell people at shows, I'm like, yeah, it's not the nursery rhyme. It's an original and stuff.
Nice. So. Okay. So you personally, what kind of music do you enjoy?
All over the place. My parents, when I was young, like
Dude, you're still young.
When I was younger, just like a little baby and stuff.
Right.
Constantly playing music. My mom, whenever she was cleaning around the house, she would be playing pretty much anything. And then same thing with my dad. So I kind of got all those blends of music, and I always just loved music. So
that's awesome. So your parents are probably not too close. It's probably close to my age. So they're probably a lot of 80s and stuff they were playing.
My dad likes, they like a lot of 90s, 80s. Yeah, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And then like my dad likes more like, what's the term for it? I'm blanking on the term right now. But like he likes rock and roll and stuff like that. And then my mom, she'll play like Mexican rock music, or like just Spanish songs, things in different languages too, and stuff like that. And then
was it your dad was like what song would be indicative of what he was?
He really liked like the Chili Peppers and stuff like that.
Okay, so the Seattle Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana, alternative.
Yeah, he likes all that. Yeah,
grunge. Is that
grunge and stuff like that? But he liked everything.
You ever see the Chili Peppers perform like videos and some of their stuff?
Like on YouTube. I haven't seen them live.
No, but YouTube. But
yeah.
Those guys, they have fun on stage.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Couple more questions, then we're gonna take the podcast stage.
Cool.
So, what is your favorite song to perform, and why? How about this? What's your favorite original to perform, and why? And what's your favorite cover?
Favorite cover to play is our opening song, Bad Moon Rising. We always do that cover from CCR.
CCR.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we always open our shows with that song.
Nice.
And,
good choice.
It's really cool because it's like I feel like it's kind of hard to get the crowd because you don't want to go on the stage and tell people, all right, I'm starting. Like you know,
gets their attention.
You know, you want to get something that kind of gets their attention and let them know, hey, I'm starting. And then we always do that song, and you always see people go like this, and then it's always a good night with that one. And then in terms for original, my bandmates are all over the place. They like I think it's different amongst everybody, but I like playing Oh My Darling. That one's fun. Just because I've seen people dance to it and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Just love seeing people.
Isn't that crazy? You're up there playing, and they're like dancing to your song that you wrote.
Yeah,
and
no, it's
you guys
definitely
are performing.
It's definitely a surreal moment. It's really cool to see.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I think you should just open one of your shows with a little Huckleberry Hound. Oh my God.
Imagine, yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that'd be
man.
great. That'd be great.
Any other great tips for him, Ken? You could take to the band?
That tip was free.
That one's free.
I'll go sing it right now. And
The first one is free. Oh, man. Okay, so what is your dream performance? Do anything you want, anywhere you want. Money's no object. Time, really, whatever. No object. What's your dream performance?
Like a venue or something like that, or
Yep.
probably Red Rocks. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Red Rocks.
That's come up a few times in our interviews.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's awesome. A lot of good bands always play there and stuff, and then even comedians perform there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a great stage.
Yeah, it's an awesome place. So either that or like maybe like Madison Square Garden or something.
Yeah.
Like anywhere like Springsteen's
Like
played
really
or something.
famous that, yeah.
Yeah, anywhere Springsteen's played.
Well, everyone's
Springsteen
played at
fan.
MSG.
Yeah.
Anybody's played at
Yeah.
MSG. And
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, at this point, you're going to take the podcast stage. You got to do a couple for us.
Yeah.
And we'll transition. And when you get up there, just kind of, the mic is yours. Say what you want to say and tell us what you want to tell us and perform.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's do it.
What's going on, guys? I'm Anthony Doughty from Sounds of the Good Life. I'm super happy to be here at the Performer Chat podcast. And I'm just going to do 2 covers right now, and then later I'm going to do 2 originals, all right? This first one is from CCR. I see the moon rising. I see troubles along the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad time today. Won't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a battle on the rise. Hope you found some nice shelter. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One night is open for a night. Well, don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a battle on the rise. Well, don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a battle on the rise. We'll do Stone's cover next. This one's called Can't Always Get What You Want. I saw her today at the reception. That's a wine in her hand. I knew she would meet her connection at her feet with a foolish man. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, well, you might find Get what you need. I went to demonstration. We would talk for hours a day. But somewhere along the way, I lost my woman. And I don't know what to do. So I say you can't always get what you want. Oh, sugar, you can't always get what you want. Yeah, honey, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, well, you might find you get what you need.
Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Nice getting up there. I love those covers.
Thank
Picking great songs. You're having a lot of fun. You look like you're having fun up there.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
We're going to keep going, but I want to ask you really quick.
Yeah.
What do you think of this guy right here?
You know what? That's the first thing I noticed. This is awesome. You know what? Like, just love the whole vibe. You know, just
Well, these are Grace's gnomes. Grace is a friend of the show. And in fact, she's kind of been adopted as a sponsor. Where she goes out, she sells these around. You're not from around here, but
Yeah.
if you're like at Black Dog Mountain Cafe, one of our favorite performance places, she's got them up there.
sweet.
Finding them online and
Yeah,
so,
no, these are awesome. Yeah,
yeah, she has a lot of fun with it, and we appreciate her.
yeah, cool.
So-
Yeah,
Okay, so coming back here, we're gonna kind of get a little bit more about you. But before we do that, I know you were doing a solo thing because it worked out where people couldn't join you, but you got a band. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your band members? I know you mentioned one of them earlier.
Yeah.
Your buddy, Wesley.
Yep.
But let's learn about your band.
yeah. So we have Wesley Ittner on guitar, and then we have Travis Beer, who's our drummer, and then we just got two brand new members. New member on bass, Johnny Jasso, and then on guitar, another guitar player, Will DeConcilis. Yeah, two great guys, and I'm just happy to have him on board. Will's actually played already 2 shows with us, and he's already done a fantastic job.
Nice.
And then Johnny's first show is going to be with us tomorrow night at Muggs and Manor in Addison. So
That's
it's going
awesome.
to be awesome. And then, they're great guys, and we're looking to have more fun.
That's awesome. Sorry you guys couldn't be here.
Yeah.
Scheduling wise, it's kind of tough sometimes, but who knows in the future?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? And I do want to maybe have you one more shout out because you said you released your EP last August.
Yes.
And you had a guest on that EP, if I'm not mistaken, right? A guest bass player?
Yeah, we had a guest bass player, Ernesto Garcia. He's with the band Polly on the Wall, and he was kind enough to help us out and record some bass for us on those tracks. So, big shout out to him.
Awesome. Anyone else you want to shout out with the band or affiliate or?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, you're probably your biggest supporters.
Yeah,
That,
Mom and Dad and Natalia. What's going on?
Nice.
And then
No.
also the guys in my fraternity asked me to say this. Roll Pie, Rush Sigma Pi guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
My grandma.
Your barista, the guy that saw. No, I'm just kidding. Now, if your parents, I'm gonna guess when they go to your show, they probably go to a lot of your shows.
Yeah, they go to every single one.
Yep.
Yeah, they go
Those
to
are
every
awesome
single
parents. I know exactly.
Yeah.
We're the same way with our son.
one. Yeah.
Do they also work the merch tables, and can you put them to work at all? or-
No, I don't put them to work. I just they just go there and they
Let me guess, they're
they just
busy
have a good
promoting
time.
you. They're like, "That's my son up there." And,
Yeah,
so-
they're usually recording and they're always happy. So
That is
That's
awesome.
all I ask from them. My band members and I, we do everything else. So
That is awesome. Now, do you have other family members like siblings or that also come out or?
so my sister when she can,
Okay.
so for tomorrow's gig, she'll be
Older
able to go
sister,
out.
younger sister?
Younger. She's
So she's like, that's
8
my
years
brother
old.
up there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny because my mom thinks, like, my mom says my sister goes and tells people at school, like, so when they're running in the gym, right, they're going to be playing music, and then she'll
Good
hear,
stuff.
she'll hear, like, a cover, right, but she'll think, she's heard me sing it, right, as a cover, but she thinks, like, you know,
That's
I'm
my
the one
brother.
that's singing it, so she'll tell her friends, oh, hey, like, yeah, my brother sings this song, and then they're like, what, like, this is Ed Sheeran, what do you, like, you know.
Nah, brother's cooler than Ed Sheeran. No offense,
Yeah.
Ed. But that is
Yeah.
awesome. Little brother's a rock star. Or
Yeah.
older brother's a rock star.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Let's, what the heck am I doing? I've got the questions listed, so I'm not going to memorize this. Don't get old. And, there we go. I'm not sure what I did, but I started messing these up. Oh, yeah. I think we're good. Okay, so now we're going to do that kind of getting to know you.
Yep.
Kind of what makes you tick, what
Okay.
makes you talk, what makes you TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I heard. Did you hear they're actually gonna ban it? I think.
Well,
pretty
are
soon or
they?
something.
They've been talking about that for like a year now, and I
Yeah.
know it's getting close, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep reading this thing about January 19th or something being the
Oh, is
last
it the
day.
19th? Is that
Yeah,
the
so-
deadline?
But I don't know. No idea.
Well, I know it's. I heard that it might happen, but it's like with anything. If
Oh yeah,
somebody's making enough money on it, they'll figure out a way to not.
for sure.
But okay. So, getting to know you, Anthony. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Yeah, like I said, probably performing wise, somebody coming up and asking for an autograph and stuff like
Nice.
that after a performance. That's
You got a lot of pictures too, like take a picture, an autograph, and
I think the autograph thing, photos, it's like with friends and stuff, and there are people close ones, or like just people coming up and just saying like they really like our original music and stuff like that.
that's awesome. Okay, so what advice would you give yourself when you were first starting to perform? Like, what do you know now that you wish you knew then?
When you're trying to learn how to sing, don't try to imitate people. That was a big problem for me when I first started.
Very good advice.
And I forgot to mention, but like I didn't even want to learn how to sing. Like, so when I started my band, I just wanted to play guitar, and then we went through like 2 singers, and like they knew how to sing well. They just weren't like
Good
just,
fit for the group or something. Or
they just weren't sure of themselves, you know. And it was just kind of like, all right, let's try to find someone that's like, you know.
Mhm.
And then I remember I looked around my band members. I'm like, who wants to sing? And they're like, I don't want to do it, you know. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then I took it on, but I had no idea, you know, what I was really doing at that time. And then my parents told me, and they just kind of told me like, yeah, just don't imitate anyone. Like if anyone wants to hear Elvis, like they'll go turn on Elvis and
That's right. That's
listen to
very good
Elvis.
advice.
So they're like, just be you. Like we've heard you sing. I think it was Twist and Shout, and they're like, that you sound like yourself when you're singing that one. So do every single song that you approach like that, and then maybe not everyone's gonna love you, but some people might like it. So it's like, and then I was like, all right. And then I always took that advice, rolled with it, and then kind of kept at it. Because if I look at the videos from when I first started singing to now, it's like you can see a big difference, but I'm always looking to improve, and it's always something you got to keep at and stuff like that.
Well, that's great advice, Mom and Dad. Yeah, you don't want to be the next. You're never going to be a better Ed Sheeran than Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
But be the first Anthony Doughty.
Of course, yeah. And it's like also that too. It's like with musicians, you could see like you say, you could take an Ed Sheeran performance from when he first started and compare it to now, and it's drastically different. And it's always going to constantly change over the years. So
Now, you've been doing it all on your own, self-taught. Have you ever took lessons or thought about lessons for anything, whether it's guitar or singing? Or
I've thought about it. I just never got around to it. And then,
I'm not saying you need to. It just saying sometimes get an objective person to kind of help you figure out whatever. And,
yeah, no, I've definitely thought about it. I just never did it. I always just used YouTube or something if I needed something, and just kind of learned from there. I think in something I would probably in the future is maybe learn how to solo more. That'd be pretty cool.
And the guitar just
Yeah.
shred it out there.
Yeah, that would be cool and stuff. And then maybe more stuff with like vocal training, maybe. But
Okay.
I don't know. That's got to be like when I'm more free and stuff and have more time.
But when are you graduating? In May?
Yeah, in May. Yeah.
So you'll be free in June.
Yeah.
Actually, you won't be free. You got all these gigs you're gonna have booked over the
Yeah.
summer. And...
Yeah. So we'll find time, but that's something I've thought about for sure.
All right. Yeah, man. Always working your craft.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at this point now, but never
Yeah.
settle.
No, never
Just
settle.
keep,
yeah.
wanting to be better and do
Yeah.
things and learn. Be a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
that's my advice to you.
Yeah.
Just keep it up.
Appreciate
keep
it.
doing
Yeah.
it. And, so I don't think you really have much of this, but how do you spend your free time?
So I'm usually at school 99% of the time,
Yeah.
and I mean, at school.
Your parents are watching. I'm hitting the books every day, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, wink, wink. Right? Yeah, no, it's usually if I'm not studying, then I'm out with friends, hanging out and stuff, or I'm with my fraternity. I'm either working out or doing stuff or playing music. Just trying to keep busy, but still have a social life and still enjoy things and hit the books and stuff like that. And
Nice.
yeah, and then when I'm home, just hang out with friends and stuff and work.
Work. Well, what do you work at?
The Bloomingdale Park District. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I work with kids and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Okay, so if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Anywhere in the world. Ooh. Anywhere in the world. Yeah, you know what? I've always wanted to visit New York, but you're saying anywhere in the world.
Well, anywhere in the world. I mean,
I've always wanted to visit New York. I've never been there.
okay. Any particular part of New York?
I always
touristy
wanted to go.
stuff?
I always wanted to go to Times Square
Times
and then
Square.
see.
The statue?
Yeah, statues, stuff like that. I guess out of the country, the UK. For
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Nice. Well, UK is like 4 countries, right?
Yeah.
4 or 5. Any specific part in the UK? Like,
Anywhere, maybe Liverpool or something like that.
nice.
Kind of see.
See where it
Beatles
all
and
started?
stuff. Yeah.
The Beatles? Nice. I feel you, man. I'd love to go to Liverpool. I'd also want to go see Stonehenge for some reason. Just go out
Stonehenge,
there
yeah.
and see the...
Yeah, I had a family member go there, and
It's pretty cool.
yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet always on the solstices, I'll tune in and they'll have like these big, ceremonies on the changing of the seasons and
Yeah.
always look pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Maybe someday. All right. So, what is the most useless talent that you have?
Useless talent.
It could be fun. Doesn't mean it's...
Yeah. So I played soccer since I was 4.
Okay.
So I guess I learned how to juggle. So with my feet, and
Okay.
then one day when I was just kind of just doing it, I wanted to see how much I can get, and I hit like 1,000, and then just stopped.
Really?
Stopped after that. So I guess juggling.
So, ball,
Juggling
you're
a
saying
soccer ball.
juggling.
Yeah,
You're literally
so-
just
Yeah, juggling the soccer ball. So you're going from right foot, left foot, stuff like that.
1,000 times
Yeah,
without stopping,
without
without
stopping.
dropping.
No, yeah, without dropping.
So, what's the record? You ever look it up? Like, what's the Guinness record on that?
Oh, I had no idea. I actually might have to look that up.
You
But
should, because what if it was like 1,005 and you stopped at 1,000? You're like, come on!
It's,
so
it's
close."
definitely got to be more than that. Definitely got to be more than that. But yeah,
Just say you don't know, man, and then you're like, "We're gonna try and chase that again," and you can't do more than like 20. And...
those Guinness World Record ones are crazy though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if someone did like 30,000 or something like that. Because you're sitting there and it's probably like
Or kill your calves or something
it's
after
just
a while.
it's just kind of like all right, like you get bored when you're doing that for a while, and then
We don't have a soccer ball, do we, Ken?
I don't even know if I could do that right now in these boots.
Oh yeah. Well, you're off the
But-
hook. But okay, so juggling the soccer ball.
Yeah.
Okay, you said juggling soccer balls. I'm thinking this. I'm like,
Yeah, that
what the-
juggling. Yeah, you could say like keep ups or something like that. There's
Okay.
different terms for it. But
Nice. All right. Okay, so now if you won $1 million tomorrow, what would you do with it?
oof, $1 million. It's
I know it's not doesn't go as far as it used to. But
Probably, I'd buy my parents their ranch, their dream ranch. That they
Okay.
want, and then we'll with whatever is left over, pay off my student loans.
Student loans.
And then whatever is left over from that, just kind of maybe save and stuff and see what I want to do with there.
Buy a new guitar.
Yeah, probably upgrade new stuff and get little things too. Like,
Can I make a suggestion? When you get your parents that dream ranch,
Yeah.
maybe have a spot in there for a little home recording studio.
yeah.
So that you
yeah,
and the
maybe.
band can come in there, and
Yeah. I mean, we already used the garage, so they're already used
this
to
would be a
the-
step up.
Yeah.
And then you soundproof it all. And
Yeah, no, yeah. Soundproof and everything.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Nice. Okay, and then what is something you want to tell your fans?
We got a show January 31st at the Fargo venue, but if this podcast comes out later, then we got a show May 17th in Streamwood at the Chicago Loop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got that. And then we also got a show at the Fargo venue again on July 19th.
Okay.
Yeah.
But definitely go to your website.
But yeah, you guys could definitely check out our website. And then also check out our Instagram. We're very active on the Instagram than we are
On the IG.
Yeah. Then we are on Facebook, but we're also on Facebook too. And you just look up Sounds of the Good Life band for Instagram, and then Sounds of the Good Life for Facebook. And then we're also on YouTube too, and we got all that stuff there. So
But definitely check out their socials and their website, and you'll list all their upcoming appearances. And you're pretty good about that. Some people, some artists, they have a website and they're list stuff from 2 years ago.
oh man,
And
yeah.
it's like, no, I know you're performing. Well, I gotta get around to it.
Yeah. No, I try to update it as possible. Especially with just with our shows coming up and stuff, we actually like a lot more photos now, so we put photos on there too on the
That's
website
nice.
and things like that. So
Awesome.
try to keep it as updated as possible.
Yeah, we'll definitely try, and we'll have to see schedule-wise and where you're performing, and if it works out, we can come out and see you. We'll come out and see you guys.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
we'll-
appreciate it. Yeah,
It'll be awesome.
yeah, no, yeah, and then we'll try to come out down here. We're in that midst of booking
Well,
process
once
right
you're
now.
through school, I think you're going to have a lot more bookings because you'll be around more.
Yeah,
and you'll be able
exactly.
To, I know some of the people we've had on this podcast are booking all the time. I mean, it's, I don't know, I feel like it's been a real upswing the last several years. Well, in general for open mics, because we do a lot of open mics. Holden does a lot of open mics.
Yep.
But a lot of venues wanting live music. And I don't know how it was before we were kind of in the scene. We've only been in the scene for a few years. That's when he was old enough. But it feels like a lot of places are doing the performances and supporting live music. And it's, it's been great. It really has. But, okay, at this point, you're going to retake the podcast stage.
Cool.
And you're going to do a couple of originals. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, 2 originals. Yep.
Awesome. Well, let's do it, man.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to be giving you guys 2 originals, all right? These are straight from our EP titled New Horizons. This first song is called Oh My Darling. And no, it's not the nursery song, all right? All right, let's try this. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, I love you so. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, I adore you so. Sunshine breaks when you're walking. I can't stop smiling when I'm sitting with you. Every moment's bright with you. Colors fit my feelings are so true. Every time I think of you, my heart beats like a kick drum beat too. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, I love you so. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, I love you so. Alrighty. This next one's called Dinero. It's about working a 9-to-5 job. I'm working every day. I ain't got no time to waste. I got a bunch of bills to pay, but I can't wait. I'm working every day. 9 to 5 counting. I wanna go home to you. It's all I really wanna do. Oh, I wanna go. I wanna see you right away, but I got something better to make. Oh, I wanna go. I'm working every day. Don't really got no time to waste. I got a bunch of bills to pay, but I can't wait. Oh, I wanna go. I wanna see you right away, but I got something better to make. Oh, I wanna go. I wanna see you right away, but I got something better to make.
Hey man, that was great. I like
Thank
your
you.
originals. It's catchy.
Appreciate it. Thank
You know, you said you're a rock and roll band.
Yeah.
And those songs kind of reminded me of good old rock and roll songs.
Thanks,
Just,
man.
you know,
No, I
something you hear
appreciate
from
it.
the 50s and 60s, but more,
Yeah.
not, doesn't sound old, but it sounded like, it was
Yeah.
reminiscent of that, I'm just getting up there, my darling. That was good, man. I liked
I
it.
appreciate it. Yeah.
I liked
yeah.
it.
No, it was first time I ever did those on an acoustic guitar. So.
Oh, that was the first time tonight?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Tonight. Yeah. So. Yeah. No. That was cool. Different. Yeah.
A little bit?
I'm so used to having the guys around me, so it feels a little.
Boom.
Feels a little naked without them. I
Oh,
don't know.
man. It's not that kind of podcast, buddy.
No.
But when you go back to school, though, why don't you try doing that in some of your open mics?
Yeah. No. I'll
You know, just
definitely
to play around with some things.
start messing around with it. Yeah. A little bit
Because
more.
you know what, all the big bands after they make it big, they always do like unplugged albums,
Yeah.
and so
yeah.
you have to figure out how to take some of your songs and unplug them a little bit. Well, they're still plugged in, but
Yeah.
you don't have like the
Yeah. Yeah.
But I definitely see what you're saying. You got like a lot of good fun energy up there, and I can kind of see that this is what your shows are going to be like. Go there, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
You're up there having a good time. When you're having a good time, the crowd's going to have a good time.
For sure.
If you're up there looking like you're having a bad time, the crowd's not going to care. You're not getting autographs with that kind of performance. But with what you did, I could see how people are going to enjoy it. And hopefully
Yeah,
we'll kind of
thanks.
catch you. And one thing I'm very excited for you about, Anthony, is you're graduating. You're going to be back up here full-time, presumably, if everything works out.
Yep.
And you and the band, you're going to be practicing more, and you're going to be getting more gigs. And the more gigs you do, the better you guys are going to feel. And the more basically, the more you guys perform together, the more fun you're going to have. And you're going to really kind of keep growing and growing. And like you've been doing, probably this for the last few years?
Yeah,
But-
it's just been just kind of like, just going
Dude,
a gradual.
that's gonna change when you graduate and you're back up here full time. You're gonna be kind of starting to do this
Yeah.
because you're gonna be around and you're gonna be doing more. And
Yeah. No, I'm definitely proud of us. For
should
the
be.
things we've done because it's just
Absolutely.
it is difficult keeping a band together, especially when everyone's kind of separated for a good chunk of time.
I know, but
uh,
that's going away.
yeah.
You're gonna get your degree and you're gonna
Yeah.
get a
So-
job, probably not a fiver, but whatever you get. But teach high school math or whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. But no, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very
I
looking
appreciate
forward
it.
to it and excited
Thank
for you
you.
guys.
Thank you so much.
But that's our episode. What'd you think? Was it
Awesome.
worth coming
Great
out to
time.
Shorewood, Illinois?
Of course. You
Awesome.
guys, thank you for everything. It's been so fun here.
Thank you for coming out. We enjoy your performances, and we would definitely see you and the band, Sounds of the Good Life, around the area. Take care.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.